So for my project, I'm working with Dr. Ochsner here at OSU. And the main, I guess, method we're going to be using is the visual evaluation of soil structure, or in short, I refer to it as the VESS method. And this was created by a professor in 2007. The picture on the left-hand side is the scoring chart. So basically, this process is supposed to be used by, farmers, producers, students like myself, in a way that's very similar to like classifying soil texture. It's a very hands-on, low materials needed, should take around 15 minutes. And by examining a block of soil and following the chart, we should be able to get a gist of the soil quality or the structural quality. And work across the chart from left to right. And depending on what row you're in, specifies whether action should be taken to improve the soil structure. So specifically for my project, we haven't quite worked out the details, but there are two types of research questions that we can look at, kind of both going in the opposite directions. So mainly in the sampling plots that we're going to look at, we're going to examine soil structure among different soil pHs. So in that way we can, ask, does pH impact the soil structure? Do we see correlations between pH and the scores through the VESS method? And at the same time, we can ask if the VESS method is quantifying differences, if we are finding, different nutrients or other structural differences in the soil that aren't being identified by the VESS method, that could be a flaw in procedure. So we're kind of looking at both ways. And like I mentioned, so we're going to be examining two plots that are part of existing research projects, courtesy of Dr. Arnall. So they have pH gradients, I think, ranging from 4 to 8. So we would be looking and taking samples and using the VESS method in the field to give scores on soil structure. And then ultimately we would be looking at the data, the correlations that we have to see if the VESS method can show a correlation to that pH range, or question, what flaws are happening in the sampling process. And then as far as number of samplings go, the method recommends 10 samples per plot, but some articles and research are showing that only 5 is needed. We haven't determined specifically how many we will be doing. So like those details we're still going to work out as we get started. And I think that's all I have.